I wanted to make sure that, I wanted to make sure that I got a couple more years with my kids before they graduated high school. But okay, if we're talking about West Virginia, there's a few things. It's a red state. Everybody knows it's a red state. The people around here have been brainwashed to believe that they're Republicans. But we try to work really hard and explain to these people that that's the biggest oxymoron on the planet is poor Republican. And that's what we have throughout the state of West Virginia, especially Southern West Virginia. Now, right now, if you guys don't know, the Republican Party has paid for buses and has hired people to come down to West Virginia from out of state to protest H.R. 1 for the People Act. And I believe that they're doing this because they're wanting to try and make Joe Manchin think that the people here in West Virginia just don't want it, because the people in West Virginia just don't want to have better, and I'm hoping that Joe Manchin, I've been speaking with Joe Manchin quite a bit. Me and him message back and forth quite often. It's one of those things where it's kind of like a coin toss. You don't know exactly how he's going to go, but I can tell you that, polling is the best way to know what Joe Manchin is going to do. I kind of think that, for him to be fighting so hard to gain this type of power that he has in Washington, D.C., I think that, I doubt very seriously that he's just going to give it away. I'm on here and I'll be on here for as long as you guys need me on here. And I've got some talking points about, the Secretary of State, Mac Warner, that you guys may want me to speak about. So I just want to be on here and listen to what you guys are saying. We have an op-ed that we just completed, and that op-ed is getting ready to be handed to the main guy in the state of West Virginia who owns every newspaper in the state of West Virginia. His name's Doug Reynolds. He purchased every newspaper in the state. And I just had a message with him, and he said he was looking forward to getting that op-ed. So we're hoping that op-ed, once he reads it, he will put it in every single paper across the state. And that may be able to drum up some support for people contacting Joe Manchin and telling him to support H.R. 1. So that's where we're at right now. And like I said, I'm on here with you guys and have no problem answering questions about West Virginia or anything that you need from me.
And for anybody who doesn't know, there is the first Senate hearing tomorrow. It's going to be run by Amy Klobuchar, and Matt Warner, the Secretary of State of West Virginia, is going to be testifying at this. And so he's pushed the big lie, and
that's
the big deal.
Yeah, let me give you a little bit about Mac Warner. First and foremost, he has no integrity whatsoever. He's against H.R. 1. He was the one that was caught on camera holding the Stop the Steal sign, and he knows that there was no steal. He knows that Donald Trump lost that race. He has no integrity. And I'll tell you this, I'm a military guy. Mac Warner's a retired military guy as well. And there's one rule of the military, and that is that if you don't earn something, then you don't ever display it. And I caught Mac Warner displaying 82nd Airborne Division stickers, 173rd Airborne Division stickers, and a sapper tab on the back of his truck. I'm an actual sapper that graduated from the course, and I served in the 82nd Airborne Division. And I actually busted him out for wearing that stuff on his truck. And he took it off. But let me tell you, that guy has no integrity. I can guarantee you that when he was running for office and driving around the state, he let everybody think that he served in those units. And he was a military lawyer, never served in anything like that. But a couple things here. He actually thinks that the For the People's Act is unconstitutional. And he states that the Constitution requires the state legislatures to control the time, manner, and place of election. That's what he thinks. The actual verbiage of the Constitution says the times, places, and manners of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislature, but the Congress may at any time by law make or alter such regulations. So, you know, I think if he speaks tomorrow, he may be speaking about that. But I think that he's probably going to come on there and try to say that the state does this. But once again, they can override. Congress can override the states. So I think that's what they need to hit him in the head with. Let me see if I got anything else here. He also is now saying that he thinks it's too hard for same-day registration. But I'm going to tell you that this guy spends a ton of money traveling around our state to tell everybody that, because he's a Secretary of State, that they are absolutely the best in the country at registering voters. So that's just another thing that, you know, he may come on there tomorrow and say it's too hard to do, but I'm telling you, this guy spends a lot of money running around our state trying to tell everybody that they are the absolute best and can do anything. So he's full of shit.
There's a reason we love Richard Ojeda. He tells it like it is, man.
I gotta be me.
Yep. Anybody have any questions for Richard about the West Virginia situation? This is great. This is really great detail, because this is going to enable.
Let me tell you something else.
Yep, go ahead.
Let me tell you something else real quick also, Nick. Something else that I believe would be beneficial. And I did this last night. I was on my live video, and you know, I get about 500 plus when I'm on my live videos every night. And I told everybody, I don't give a shit if you are from Washington State, if you're from Maine, if you're from Idaho, I don't care. Go look up Joe Manchin's office and make a call and say, support HR1. Joe Manchin is a poll guy. And I'll tell you right now, if Joe Manchin's phone is ringing off the hook of people telling him to support HR1, it's going to make him lean towards supporting HR1.
Yeah, we did have a question though on, will Manchin ever support ending the filibuster, or is reform our only option?
You know, I'll tell you, in the beginning, because me and him had this conversation, because I was like, look, if the Republican Party are going to use the filibuster to not allow the Democrats to get shit done when we are in power, then kill the filibuster. Joe Manchin, I really honestly believe, is trying to walk a fine line, because I believe Joe Manchin, I think he's going to retire from the Senate. I don't think he's going to run for Senate again. But I believe Joe Manchin may actually come back here to West Virginia in 2024 and actually run for governor again. And he knows that the state of West Virginia is a Republican-leaning state. I mean, this is one of the farthest red states that we have. And even though he's a Democrat, he gets all the coal miners, and Republicans vote for Joe Manchin. And I think he's trying to walk a fine line so that when he makes a decision, because he never finished his second term as governor, he was then appointed up in to be the senator for goodness gracious, the senator that passed away. Tip of my tongue, folks. But so he still has the ability to come back and run for another a governorship, and I think that's what he's going to try to do. But I'm telling you, I think that if we can get a lot of pressure calling his phones and shutting his computers down, focusing on trying to get him to support HR1, I think that's the best case that we got. As far as the filibuster goes, you know, he's actually said that we've used the filibuster to benefit us before. So, you know, he's kind of hesitant because he kind of thinks that the Democrats may need the filibuster. I'm on a call with DemCast.
So the question I have a group of Amy supporters that I could rile up about this, but I was just looking to see, does she lead the committee that she's going to be? What committee is it?
Yes, it's the Rules Committee, and she leads that committee.
Okay,
tomorrow.
Rules Committee. I'm going to let them know. If I give them phone numbers and actions and things, I'm on a group text with them all the time. They will follow up.
And Chuck Schumer will actually be opening that up tomorrow with a statement in support of S1.
Okay.
There was a good question, I think, in chat here about, is it S1 that we should be pressuring him on? For a long time, we've been calling it HR1 because that was the way it was in the 116th Congress. It's the way it is in the 117th Congress. That's what's already passed the House. Now it's S1. The easiest thing to do at this point is to transition to calling it the For the People Act. When you're contacting people, when you're talking about it in public, just because it sort of alleviates that confusion.
And it sounds actually, something that the average person, when they hear it, it's no different than what the Republicans do when they do Citizens United. Yay.
Right.
Right. You're right.
It's for us. It's for the people. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah. So our hashtag that we're using is hashtag For the People Act and hashtag Pass FTPA, because when these bills get created, eventually they become an acronym. So we might as well get used to it. If this thing passes, it'll be the FTPA forever.
And this thing has to pass. I mean, there's just no if, ands, or buts about it. We have to pass this.
Yep. Yeah. So Jamie just dropped a link in the chat. That's the social media campaign for tomorrow. Because the hearing is tomorrow, we're going to be pushing really, 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 really hard. Everybody, please do everything that you can on social to spread the good word about what's in this bill. And we've got that campaign has lots of great pre-crafted social media posts for you to use. If you all are ever, because this is kind of like a core team, like if you're on this call, you really care about this. So if you ever have a point about this bill or a sort of an angle that you think we should be hitting and adding to.
I think you muted.
No, that was Jamie's ghost. Jamie's ghost muted me. I did not mute myself. Anyway, sometime we'll have a happy hour conversation about Jamie's ghost, but
I think he's gone away now though, but maybe not.
Okay, well apparently not, because I didn't mute myself. Somebody doesn't like me. But yeah, email us at admin@demcastusa.com. If you've got I've just put it in chat. If you've got a suggestion for a tweet or a social post or graphic or an article or anything that we should add to the social media toolkit about the For the People Act.
Yeah, and then Erica had a question. Erica, did you just want to ask it or did you want me to read it?
Either or, you can go ahead,
So
Jamie.
go ahead. Go ahead and ask your question.
Well, I was just going to ask, Richard, what do you see as the best and worst case for tomorrow? Best case, worst case, and then where do we go in either case? So that's like a double forked question.
Who are you asking?
I'm asking you, Richard.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think best case is if we get something done. Worst case is if we don't. I mean, this is important. I mean, everybody knows what this could do. This is absolutely going against corruption. I mean, to do away with the gerrymandering. I mean, all you have to do is look at Jim Jordan's district to see how bad gerrymandering, is in this country. And there's so many. I actually did a thing last night where I read, I had 50 different things of what, the For the People Act is going to do. And I mean, exposing dark money, things like that. I mean, this is the most important thing to our democracy. And I got it. The Republicans are going to fight us tooth and nail because, like Matt Gaetz said, if this passes, Republicans will never win again. So what you're saying is if we make things to where you can't cheat, you guys are going to have a hard damn time holding power. And that's exactly what it is. You just have to know. I think the worst problem that we have and the scariest thing ever is that we have a significant amount of people in this country that now consider themselves to be Republicans. And the truth is a lot of them aren't that damn smart. I don't give a shit. I'm going to say what I got to say. but a lot of them are falling for this bullshit. And you got a lot of people that will stand and protest against the For the People Act that have never read it, don't know nothing about it. That's an absolute fact. And sadly, elected officials will go with who's the loudest.
Yeah, there's 2 Republicans testifying tomorrow. And so a lot of that's going to be combating their disinformation without amplifying their lies.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you right now. I mean, that's one of the things. Amy Klobuchar is not one to mess with. So let me tell you something. If Mac Warner wants to come on there and talk his bullshit, I have no doubt that she will squash him like a damn bug.
Should be very entertaining, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, quick question. Is it possible to get Joe Manchin's contact information linked?
Absolutely. Hold on.
Yeah, and I think, normally we say, it's best for constituents to contact House reps and senators. I think, in the case where it's really coming down to 1 or 2 people in the Senate, I think there is a bit of an exception here, and the more the phone lines can, because the Republicans are going to be lighting up the phone lines on the other side. So the more the phone lines can light up in favor of For the People Act, the better. I think ideally, if you know people in West Virginia and can get them to call, that's like, that's even better. So
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
would be
absolutely.
delighted to call. Hi, this is April, and he is my constituent. I'm a constituent, so yeah, I don't have any problem doing that.
Yeah, we can start reaching out to a lot of the people out here that, have ran for office in the past, some of the people that are currently in office. But the phone number is 304-342-5855. And that's Joe Manchin's office. And, once again, 304-342-5855.
I just dropped it in chat too.
Airborne.
Thank you.
And we also have Mark, also on the Dems tomorrow is Mark Warner and Jeff Merkley. And they are 2 tough guys to lie to as well.
Mhm.
Good question for Pete here. Are there some grassroots groups in West Virginia that we should be either helping to amplify or light a fire under or contribute to that could help in this?
Well, I'll tell you, you could get in touch with the West Virginia Can't Wait folks. I'm not a big fan of some of them, but like I said, they have the ability to reach out to a lot of people. So the West Virginia Can't Wait folks, they're huge, and they're spread all throughout the state. I'm surprised that I don't see them already pushing for this. But I can try to contact a couple people that I know that are really close with the West Virginia Can't Wait folks and see if we can't get something going.
Now, I will say behind the scenes, there have been some meetings that today was just the second one with local West Virginia folks to really try to gear up and kind of now come together around this. So hopefully we'll see something shortly with phone banks and being able to call into people from West Virginia, asking them to call Manchin. So.
Yeah.
Other questions people have? Looks like Deb Mancini, do you want to?
Yeah, hi. I don't know if this helps. Maybe you guys can direct me, but I've often called senators' offices that I'm not a constituent of, and I make it clear that when they're in the United States Senate, they pass laws that affect me and everyone across this country. And now everyone can work for senators and to help get them elected across state lines, which I've done many times for many years. And so my voice counts too. And often I just say that when I'm making the phone call. I don't know if it works, but I feel like, you know, we all work for everybody now. So shouldn't they care?
You know, I will tell you, if there's any of those organization, you know, like the red to blue, I mean, everybody knows that, you know, those groups, the people at the tops of those groups, if somebody can get in touch with those folks, and I'm sure that like people like Sherry Bustos, they probably know exactly who those folks are, because those are the people that have the purse, you know, they pull the purse strings. I'm going to tell you, I know you don't like to hear this, but make no mistake about it. You know, a lot of these elected officials really love it when they hear people that have money contacting them, telling them that they want them to do something, because they'll listen to them a hell of a lot more than they'll listen to the average citizen. I can guarantee you that. Hate to say it, but you know, I'm telling the truth.
Yeah. There was a good question about, should we, Cecily asked, should we, you know, tweet at people? I think, you know, DemCast wouldn't be doing what we're doing if we didn't think that social media influence mattered. I think there's a little bit about framing. You know, I think it's great to tag a senator in a social post and try and get them to agree with you. I think the important thing to remember is that in all likelihood, the people who are listening are not the senator or the staff of the senator, but your followers or people who amplify and see the posts in the social media sphere, because they get tagged all the time. So I think you know, framing matters, and the more that you can frame something as it's not like, Manchin, you're a son of a bitch and you're going to do the wrong thing and I know it and I hate you. You know, not going that route, but going the route of, you know, I really do believe that you'll do the right thing here. You know, we're trusting you to lift up democracy. Yeah, go ahead, Richard.
We need a hero. And we're hoping that you will step up to the plate and be our hero. Because let me tell you something, Joe Manchin's all about that. I know Joe Manchin more than you think, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if you can package this to where he's gonna be the one that everybody goes, hey, I'm telling you.
There's actually some gifts that were put out today, and I'm gonna be updating these on our campaign. Actually, that has that framing to Joe Manchin.
That's the money one right there.
So I will be adding those gifts tonight, so they'll be ready to go tomorrow. And Caputo is on the committee tomorrow as well. So that will be another interesting little factor on that.
Cool. Yeah, so bottom line, framing matters, you know. Don't attack, lift up, you know, try and butter them, but these guys are all ego, right? So try and butter them up, make them feel like this is the route that's gonna put the trophy on their wall, and try and get them behind you that way. And in all likelihood, again, it's not them seeing it's their staff, but the other reason that helps is it helps to sort of eliminate the circular firing squad kind of stuff that can happen on social media, where it's Democrats attacking Democrats, when really what needs to happen here is if we can line up everybody to come together on this, you know, and be a team, then we'll get it through. And so that kind of the more kind of lifting up framing as opposed to the attacking framing is better.
Everyone.
Did you have another question, Debrianna?
No, I was just curious if that was a tactic that might work, but somebody posted in there why Indivisible says that won't work. So I guess they answered my question. Thanks.
I agree, though. I think there are times when it's okay, like Murkowski indicated during the debate over the Supreme Court seat that she was open to hearing from constituents outside of her area. So I do think when we're talking about the ability to get anything done, because that's what we're talking about. It's not just for the people. It's background checks. It's everything that we want to do and fix. I do think there are times to respectfully, reach out to people who aren't your representative. And I would say we had a question sent via email. Is this really going to matter? Basically, do we have a chance in winning this fight? And I think, from my perspective, I think we do have a chance. I don't think that we want to get to 2022 and 2024 and just say, well, we tried, but the filibuster wouldn't let us do anything. I just don't see how that's going to play.
If we don't follow through on promises and get things done, we're going to lose everything. The Democrats are going to shit the bed if they don't get something done.
But put it on a graphic, put it on a meme. What Richard said is truth.
I'm game with that.
We got to get this, and in particular for the People Act, just because it's foundational to everything that we want to do for the next decade, to level the playing field in terms of our voting rights and making sure our democracy is working the way that it's supposed to. I think that we can get this done. For the People Act. It could end up being that we end up getting it done via some type of like really special exception to the filibuster rule that's just for democracy reforms or something like that. But in this case, whatever we've got to do to get this thing through is what we've got to do. Because if we don't, 2022 and 2024 are going to be a total shit show. Yep. So we just got to get it done, period.
Great.
Yeah.
I saw my first commercial for the People Act just a few minutes ago during Joy Reid. So somebody's putting money behind getting the message out there.
Good.
There's a $40 million buy from like All on the Line, a couple other groups, super PACs that will be going out this week. They'll also be playing on some of these key swing states, West Virginia, Arizona, and they will be on Fox as well. So, and I believe Citizens United also is dumping another 5-6 million in that. So altogether in the next, 4 to 8 weeks, will probably be well over 100 million dumped from our side alone.
That's excellent. Go ahead, Nick.
I was going to say, and again, the most important thing is to, at this point, is education. Like, people still don't know what's in this. People don't know that it's so important. So, whatever we can do on the social side to educate people about what's in the bill and why it's important. When people hear about this, the polling is great. They love it. Even with all the disinformation that Trump spewed about voter fraud and all that, people loved mailing in their ballots. The polling is really high on this stuff. So it's really just kind of repetition, continuing to get the message out there. I love that they're doing ad buys. So we just need to help reinforce all of that stuff on the social side, and just get people to really sort of get behind it and talk about it a lot.
Well, and I think one thing that's being missed too is the election security aspect of this bill, which Republicans should be for. It calls for a paper trail on every single ballot. So there's no more of these machines where you punch in, there's no paper trail. It calls for mandatory audits. It calls for the machines to be made here in the United States. And it calls for a lot more oversight of the companies that make the machines. So that should be something that Republicans can easily get on board with. And I don't think people are talking enough about the election security aspect of it.
This sounds like a good time for
Yeah.
me to show the social share.
Yep.
I know that Jamie dropped the link into chat. And I wanted to show you guys, we are constantly updating this with new messaging, so you can save the link. But we've added some more text messaging options. And we'd like to, while we're here and go through this, we'd love for you to try it out. So start to think about someone in your circle that might be supportive of the For the People Act, but might not know a lot about it. So I'm going to share my screen, and I have recorded a video to watch from my phone, because when you go on the social media platform and you're on your computer, it will only show you the options that you can really share by computer. And we're going to look at that in a minute. But this is a screen share from my phone. All right. And I'll narrate it as it goes here. So this is what it looks like. You pick how you want to share, direct message or text message. And then when it pops up, you'll see the options. But if you scroll over and it says message or email a friend, that's when it gives you a little bit more options there of how to share a more casual tone message. You know, the things that we post on social media when we're posting it to everybody is not the thing. It's not how you would say it to a friend, but you would want to customize it however would make sense to you, and change it up. This one I texted to Nick today. I'm sure he was very happy to get that. So I customized it for him. All right. And sent it on the way. And that's how easy it is. There's several different versions of things written in there. You can delete all of that stuff and just send it to a friend with the link. And that way you can show them what you'd like to do. All right. The one that looks like it is on the laptop, you can see I do have some options here. I have less options here. I won't have Instagram, for example. But I can do, I can, in this case, direct message. If I have an app on my computer, I can choose a direct message. You can see we've added WhatsApp. But this is what you would do here is I want to email a friend. And I'm going to choose this one. And then what it will do is it will ask me, how do I want to send this? And I can just send it by mail that way. Okay. And so this particular one about message and email a friend is just asking people to, read the options and then email or message a friend of theirs, what they think they would be interested in. Okay. And that's as simple as it is. And again, we do frequently update the information. Let's see. Okay. But yeah, so if you have a chance right now, take a minute and message a few friends, text them. Let's see, I see Erica has already sent 3. My goodness. So, and Jamie's dropped the link to the campaign again if you need it. Okay.
Yeah, we also have No Dems Left Behind. Did you guys want to add anything to this?
Hassan's on here, right?
I
You
thought he
want-
was earlier. Adrian's here though.
What do you
You're
think,
putting me
Adrian?
on the spot. What,
I
what's
am
the
going to put you
question?
on the spot. What are friends for?
Yes, I'm sorry, I missed the question. I was actually trying to click the Speechify link to start. Like,
I said, did you have anything else to add to any of this?
I just want to underscore what everyone else said. The more people we can get making a lot of noise in support of the For the People Act, the better off we are. We don't know how things are going to go in the next couple of days. So get out there and make calls, post on social media. Don't limit yourself just to Twitter. A lot of us have friends and family on Facebook who tend to be more of an ideological mix than we tend to interact with on Twitter. So post on Facebook, reach out to friends and family, help them to understand why this is so important for all of us. This isn't a partisan issue. This is about our democracy. So get out there, make some noise, and let's see how we can move the needle.
Also, if you have any friends that are Spanish speaking, we do have added the option of WhatsApp, which is frequently used in messaging in the Latino community. And there are Spanish messages in this campaign. So feel free to please share those and with that circle of friends that you might have.
And if you are Spanish speaking and you have some ideas for some, tweets that we're missing, please feel free to send them to us. So.
And I guess Hassan isn't on anymore because I was going to, instead of congratulating Adrian on moving over to No Dem Left Behind, I was going to congratulate No Dem Left Behind on snatching Adrian up because she
we are excited. Awesome. Yeah, she's amazing. We're excited.
Yeah, that's great. Congrats, everybody. I guess the only thing that I would add is this week is going to be important just because of the hearings have started. It's actually going to start being sort of considered in the Senate. So as loud as we can be, especially tomorrow, let's do that. Everybody, a challenge to everybody on the call: just find one person who might within your sphere who might actually not just like make a call or something, but actually join this team. The more we can grow the social team who's amplifying this effort, the better. Next to, so we're having these calls weekly at 5 p.m. It was last week was our kickoff call, and this week we had Richard on. Next week we've got Senator Ron Wyden who's going to be joining this call. So I hope that everybody joins us for that one and phones a friend and brings them along, because we're gonna and think about what you might want to. This is a sitting senator. This legislation is being considered in the Senate. He's a proponent of the bill. He's a proponent of ending the filibuster. So think about questions you might have for the senator in advance, and if you do have any, email them to us at admin@demcastusa.com. And because if we have over 100 people, it'll need to be webinar format. Next week's will probably be webinar format instead of meeting format. So the more we know in advance what the questions might be for the senator, the better, so that the call can go as smoothly as possible. And then again on I think it's April 20th, we have Jamie Harrison who's going to join the call. So and we're working on some other great guests in the interim as well. So you know, let's keep growing this. Let's keep working at it. I sent an email out this week and shared on social. We have well, we're probably way over it now, but at the time that I shared it, we had 300 million social media impressions on just on our hashtag pass FTPA, which nobody had used before we started using it about a week and a half ago. So there's huge amount of impact that we're having as a team. I think we're helping to really push this bill, you know, up at a time when there are a lot of other issues that people care about. And we all think like, oh my God, everybody needs to concentrate on this right now. But that's not necessarily the public sentiment across the United States. So it's amazing work. Super proud of everybody. And yeah, let's just keep at it. Any other closing thoughts?
Questions?
Or questions?
Someone's asking if Manchin holds town halls. I don't know the answer to that.
I have never, ever known of him to actually hold a town hall. Well, no. When it's like close to election time, he'll go around, but I've never known of him actually to come unless there's like a serious situation where he'll go to a certain area that's being affected by something. But other than that, that's about it.
Richard, this is Karen in North Dakota. Are you going to run again?
I'm moving to North Carolina here probably within the next 8 to 10 months. I spent the majority of my career at Fort Bragg. We love North Carolina. I'm going to North Carolina, and I love No Dem Left Behind. This is a phenomenal. I love this mission, but make no mistake about it. No different. When I retired from the military, I had no desire to run for office. Every time a politician shook my hand, I wanted to Purell up immediately following, because politicians where I know are a bunch of crooked bastards. But when I retired from the military and I come home and I started looking around at these people that called themselves leaders, and I realized they were nothing but a bunch of crooks with their hands in the cookie jar, then I started challenging them. I'm not going to North Carolina to run for office, but make no mistake about it, I maintain the right to throw my hat in the ring and run for anything that I think needs to be ran for. And that's it.
Good. Thank you.
Airborne.
Well, there was the mic drop to end the call.
Yeah, exactly.
Let out.
Richard, you are welcome every single week.
Hey, let me tell you something. Look. You know, DemCast, you guys have been phenomenal to us. I think it's only smart for all of us to work together. You know, right now we have a 25-meter target in front of us. 2022 is the 100-meter target. 2024 is the 300-meter target. But you know, we gotta keep our eyes on them, no nonstop, and got to keep moving. So, hey, I'm game. I love DemCast.
Likewise, man.
Airborne.
Thanks for joining.
I'll see you guys. Airborne.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Airborne.
Onward, and don't forget. Thanks.